in his reply in Parliament today, has called the Tamil Nadu government and the people of Tamil Nadu uncivilized.
They are dishonest, my dear friends, they are dishonest. They are not committed to Tamil Nadu students.
Language war now in Parliament.
Their only job is to raise language passion. They are doing politics.
DMK versus BJP on the three-language policy. DMK cries Hindi imposition.
They are ruining the future of Tamil Nadu students.
BJP alleges Hindi only an option. Parliament resounds in protest.
Down, down, Dharmendra Pradhan. Down, down, Dharmendra Pradhan. Down, down, Dharmendra Pradhan.
The great linguistic divide. Top focus on To The Point this evening. And that divide continues to divide the Parliament. That's our top focus. The first flashpoint in the reconvened budget session is the language war. Many are to follow. All of that coming up. First up, allow me to take you through the headlines. Court reserves order and Rania Rao's bail plea on March 14th. Rania sought bail, claiming lapses in arrest. DRI opposes, says she might influence witnesses. Meanwhile, complaint filed with ED to probe smuggling case. Education policy face-off escalates. Pradhan fact-checks Tamil Nadu government, releases 2024 Tamil Nadu government letter. After Nirmala slammed DMK's Periyar support, BJP backs anti-Periyar Tamil Nadu Neta. Tamil Nadu's MDMK MP Vaiko mocks northern states, says North Indian states 40 years behind Tamil Nadu. MOS Sukanta hits out, says there shouldn't be aversion to learn new languages. Mega India Today exclusive. India Today inside Jagan's 500 crore Hill Palace, from gold accents to Italian marbling. A project mired in alleged violations of environmental norms.
Italian marble tiling, 10 acres of land that had been set for this Rishikonda Palace, which included imported granite, 200 chandeliers costing rupees 15 lakhs each, cozy interiors designed at a cost of rupees 33 crores.
Yogi hints at more Sambhal excavations after abandoned temple. Yogi vows more relics. Stringent UP holy guidelines in Sambhal. 10 mosques in holy procession route to be covered. And BJP sweeps Haryana municipal elections. Breaches Congress's Rohtak stronghold. BJP's mayoral candidates win 9 out of 10 municipal corporations. Prime Minister Modi departs from Port Louis in Mauritius. He was conferred with highest honour in the nation. He also performed an arti at the Ganga Talao in Port Louis and mixed Ganga Jal from Mahakumbh into the water. For 2 days in a row, the Parliament has been held ransom to a language war which has been erupting, a direct face-off between the DMK and the BJP, even the Education Minister. The political face-off between the centre and the DMK over the language policy, especially the three-language policy in the new national education policy, refuses to die down. Backing the three-language policy under NEP, Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan accused DMK of taking a U-turn on the policy. He said that Tamil Nadu government gave consent to the language policy on March 15th and is now taking a U-turn. DMK, meanwhile, continues its criticism of the language policy. They say that Tamil Nadu government gave consent to the recommendations by the state government, not what the central government had demanded.
आज विश्व क्या कह रहा है? इस बार 2024 को द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ मल्टीलिंगुअलिज्म ऑन ग्लोबल एजुकेशन के बारे में चर्चा हो रही है. 2023 में मल्टीलिंगुअलिज्म एंड जॉब मार्केट इन ईयू, ये चर्चा हो रही है. हम कहां फंसे हैं? क्या कोई अधिकार बात किसी के अधिकार हनने के लिए किसी को किसी को आहत करने के लिए भाषा को उपयोग करेंगे? कम से कम नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार ये पाप न कभी किया है न आने वाले दिनों में करेगा।
The other side, our finance minister is lashing out and saying it's language which not even helps to get arms for the beggars. What is their problem? Tamil is an ancient language which has been proved time and again. Even now, our leader, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, has proved that Iron Age language is Tamil. We have also proved it and we have also released it. It's not that we need to prove it's all existing, but still it has been proved, and time and again these people lashing out on the Tamil language and Tamil Nadu is a serious political move by the union government.
Meanwhile, the finance minister also jumped into the education row, or the face-off which is brewing in the parliament between the DMK and the centre over the three-language policy. This time, Nirmala Sitharaman accused the DMK of hypocrisy. She said that the elderly person they worship, basically hinting to Periyar, used to describe Tamil as a barbaric language. Listen in to Nirmala Sitharaman, because then it came with a massive backlash from the DMK. Listen in.
Sir, for just saying your protests are uncivil, they made the education minister to withdraw their statement, his statement. When a man repeatedly says Tamil is a barbaric language, Katumirandi Bashai, look at the hypocrisy. They keep his photo in every room. I'm sure even in the parliament office of that party, his photo is there. They garland him and they worship him and they say he is the icon of Dravidian movement. But he said Tamil is Katamarandi Brashe. So, sir, I'm saying unbelievable that this person is worshipped. But our poor Dharmendra Pradhan just said, don't do uncivil protest. He is being accused. And if their love for Tamil is so much, how can they worship somebody who said Tamil is a Katamarandi Bhasha?
All the schemes which are given to Tamil Nadu are some charity, act of charity. Whereas the truth is, whatever funds which have to be allocated to us have not been allocated as yet, and moreover, whatever is being allocated according to her, I think any union government has to do it for the states. And moreover, it is from the funds, the taxes which the Tamil Nadu government pays.
The language face-off is one of the many that is expected since the budget session reconvened. There will be various points of contentions. It's begun with the education policy's three-language policy, and you can see that face-off also between the DMK and the centre. But it's going to continue, where other South states will also jump in when the question of delimitation comes in. Duplicate voter cards, it's something which was raised by Rahul Gandhi on day one when the parliament session reconvened for the budget session. US trade tariffs is something that the opposition wants to pick up. And of all, one of the most contentious issues that will face the parliament in this budget session is the Waqf Amendment Bill. The government will be bringing it to the fore. Moreover, Immigration and Foreigners Bill 2025. At the back of all of this, the questions that we pose for our face-off this evening. Number one, Hindi imposition, real fear or fear-mongering? What's going on in the parliament? So that's the first question that we're going to ask. Is the centre covertly pushing Hindi through NEP's three-language policy? South parties creating imaginary linguistic hysteria for political gain. This is something which the BJP has constantly targeted the DMK of. Why is the centre withholding education funds to Tamil Nadu? The DMK has spoken in Parliament. Funds to the tune of 5,000 crores are being held right now until and unless the Tamil Nadu government in entirety practices what the NEP says and implements the three-language policy. The other thing which is asked right now by the centre is, why is the DMK denying Hindi as an option in Tamil Nadu? Language war, clearly the first showdown in the reconvened budget session. Let's cut across to our panelists. For both of them, we're going to have a 2-minute timer. They'll have that time to speak, and then it will transfer to their opponent. A. Sarvanan, spokesperson DMK with us. Anil K. Antony, national spokesperson BJP. A. Sarvanan, The DMK is fighting a pitched battle in Parliament when it comes down to the national education policy, primarily the three-language policy. All other southern states, A. Sarvanan, have implemented the three-language policy. It's an option. They might oppose it, but in spirit, they have implemented it. Why isn't the DMK doing the same? Because the centre says you promised to do it on the 15th of March, and now you've taken a U-turn.
See, historically, the state of Tamil Nadu has been opposing this Hindi imposition via the third language formula from 1937. 1937, we opposed it. In 1940, they shut down the third language, compulsory third language. In 1965, again, we opposed the language policies. In 1968, the resolution was passed in the Tamil Nadu State Assembly, stating that Tamil Nadu will follow only the two-language formula. So it has got a legal sanctity in the form of a resolution in the Tamil Nadu State Assembly. And from 1968, we have been well served with this two-language formula. If Tamil Nadu has been growing educationally, economically, socially, that is because this model is a successful model. We have been able to deliver education to everybody. If you look at the gross enrollment ratio of the state of Tamil Nadu, it is at 47%. Actually, twice that of the national average. So why should we follow something which has not given results? This is one aspect. The other aspect is there are states, the North Indian states, where in Hindi is the native language. They are not even studying in two languages. They are only studying one language. So this is going to be one set of rules for the North Indian states and one set of rules for the states which are performing well. That is the state of Tamil Nadu. They say we will implement these three languages. We are saying we don't want it because our results, our outcomes are spectacular. And if you look at the top colleges, top universities, everything is in the state of Tamil Nadu. Why? We can attribute it to anybody, but we are saying we have been successful only because we are having the two-language formula, because we are not giving burden to the students. We are giving them that extra time to study science, maths, or any other technical subject which is going to help them, which has helped them. That is the outcome that Tamil Nadu is speaking about. So we will not, at any cost, we will not accept this three-language formula. It is an indirect way of implementing Hindi, imposing Hindi in the state of Tamil Nadu.
All right. I want to cut across right now to the BJP spokesperson, Anil K. Antony. Anil K. Antony, the fact is it's never quite happened in the history of, the education policy in India where the centre has actually withheld funds. The DMK has constantly opposed the three-language policy, and now the big question is funds to the tune of 5,000 crores are being withheld. You're holding Tamil Nadu to ransom until and unless they actually implement the three-language policy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me in the show. At the moment, what is happening in Tamil Nadu is a very clear case of politicizing an issue which is non-trivial, where the DMK is trying to create divisions which are imaginary, north-south divide, Hindi imposition. But you look at history, this is the third national education policy that has been bought by governments, various governments. In 1968, there was a policy. 1986, there was a policy. Now, 2020, there is a policy. And this policy was there from 2020. It was already announced. This is not something which is out of the blue. The difference between the first two NEPs and now was all three said you need three languages. But the first two very explicitly said that the third has to be Hindi. But in this particular one, the Narendra Modi ji government has made it very inclusive, where every state it is very clearly said you can teach any two Indian languages. It need not be Hindi, like you are talking about South India, or DMK friends are talking South India Hindi imposition. You can teach two languages, you can teach Tamil, and along with Tamil, you can teach Malayalam, you can teach Kannada, you can teach Telugu, you can teach Marathi, Gujarati, you can teach whatever you want. But somehow because of politics, where an assembly election is coming next year, and because of that, you are creating imaginary fear among people by saying that there is an imposition. There is no imposition. And this policy came in 2020, last year itself. The central government had in 2022 launched the PM Shri program also. And the Tamil Nadu government themselves had told the Ministry of Education that they would like to be a part of it. They would sign an MOU. Now suddenly, especially after the recent election results in Haryana, Maharashtra, in Delhi, where the Bharatiya Janata Party is getting absolute trust of the people, the DMK is very jittery and you are creating hypothetical scenarios which don't exist. There is no imposition. There is no Hindi imposition. This is an option. This is
Okay. All right, your time's up. I want to bring back A. Sarvanan. 3 questions, A. Sarvanan. Number 1, there is no imposition. It is an option. If you choose, the second language can be Punjabi for all the government cares, because there is no imposition of Hindi. Number 2, you, on the 15th March, which has been alleged by the Education Minister, practically consented to the 3-language policy only to make a U-turn. Number 3, the allegation is all of this is being done primarily to whip up regional rhetoric before elections because you feel that you're losing ground.
Yeah, I'll revert all these, Preeti. See, when we speak about this 3-language formula, that it is not about Hindi, that is hypocrisy, that is duplicity of the BJP. They want to sneak in Hindi. This is akin to a restaurant which will advertise, we have 300 items in the menu. But when you go and ask them, okay, give me chicken curry, they say, no, sir, we don't have chicken curry. We only have idli sambar. No problem. You give us mutton dosa. No, you don't have mutton dosa. We will give you idli sambar. Sir, okay, please give me fish curry and rice. Sorry, sir, we don't have that. We have idli sambar. This is what will happen with this 3-language formula. Who is going to appoint teachers for 20? If in a class, hypothetically, let's say in a class of 40, 20 students want to study 20 different languages. Is every school going to appoint 20 different teachers? What is the resource? Will the union government spare the resources? Do we have that kind of energy and resources? So it is a sham. And we will prove people of Tamil Nadu and the people of this country are aware of this. When Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan spoke about that Tamil Nadu government has agreed, I think his English skills need some more polishing. They said we are keen to sign. Of course, yes. After that, what happens? We were keen to sign based on the recommendations of the committee. And they send us the MOU. In the MOU, they say PM Shri schools will have NEP and 3-language formula consequentially. We say we are not acceptable. This 3-language formula is not acceptable to us. NEP is not acceptable to us. Therefore, we delete those 2 clauses and send it back. And Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan writes to us saying, I am shocked to see that you are taking away NEP and 3-language formula. We said we will not be able to accept that. So where is the DMK backtracking here? This is our policy. In 2020, when they introduced NEP, we were against it. In 2021 elections, we canvassed. We sought votes that we will not allow NEP. People of Tamil Nadu gave us a resounding victory. Are we not answerable to the people of Tamil Nadu? So these are the important things. And when we speak of the 2026 election, we are very sure we will win this election.
I'll come back to you. Mr. Sarvanan, I'll come back to you. I want to go back to Mr. Anil K. Antony. Anil K. Antony, you say that it was already there earlier on, but there have been marked differences, and I'll tell you what. And our viewers must know that. Number 1. Earlier on, English was always the official language. It was always a part of the native language when it came down to the education policy. So it was one of the languages that could be picked as a native language. What the new NEP has done, Anil K. Antony, is removed English and made it a foreign language. So therefore, now, the children, when they look at subjects, they'll have to study English as a foreign language and they'll need to pick an extra language when it comes down to the native language. So you've made that distinction. Number 2, your new NEP actually says that in states where Hindi is not the main language, Hindi should be pushed as an optional language that they should study. Of course, it also says in states where Hindi is the main language, then another language, it could be Telugu, it could be Tamil, it could be Malayalam, needs to be pushed so that, there is, the students in the north learn a regional language as well. And that's the premise, Anil K. Antony, that the DMK says that it's a backdoor entry. You couldn't do it straightforward, so you're now trying to find another way of pushing Hindi as a possible link language, which the DMK is staunchly opposing.
See, in Tamil Nadu with the DMK, there is an unnecessary stress on this word Hindi. I don't know how many of you have read the National Education Policy. It is a 65-page document. And in the 65-page document, the word Hindi is used once, while words like Malayalam, words like Telugu, words like Tamil, it's all used many, many more times. And again, like you rightly said, there is a difference between the previous education policies and this education policy. Here, English is like if you want to learn English, like it is as a foreign language, but that is our option. But then when it comes to the regional languages, there is no government in India's history that has pushed Indian languages as much as Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the NDA government, where in the last few years there have been so many historic steps that was taken. So in this particular case also, like every student who wants to learn, you actually have an option to learn any of the two Indian languages, and that is up to them. And I don't know why Tamil Nadu is so adamant that they will not have a third language, where it doesn't say that it has to be Hindi. It can be any language. It can be, you talk about north-south divide, it can be any southern language. It can be Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu. So what is the problem? And then you look at Tamil Nadu's existing situation. So my esteemed panelists were saying that they were suddenly reluctant to sign in the PM Shri MOU because they have to implement 3 language formulas and NEP. But in Tamil Nadu at this moment, there are so many schools that are functioning. That is of other syllabuses, ICSE syllabus, CBSE syllabus. There are other international syllabuses, and they all teach 3 languages and even more than 3 languages. And that is already existing. And there are people who are relatives of many ministers, including chief ministers, who are running these schools. So essentially, the message DMK is giving in Tamil Nadu is it is okay for affluent people to study any language they want, but poor students, who are from lower economic communities who are mainly in state schools, they are not allowed to learn 3 languages. That is just unfair.
Okay, I'll come back to you just for 1 minute each. A. Saravanan, 2 charges which the centre made today. Charge number 1 was made by the Education Minister, where the Education Minister, Dharmendra Pradhan, said that you are refusing to even invest in the Tamil language. The situation where the language is concerned is not being pushed very well by your own state government. So it's a rhetoric that you're whipping, it's a hysteria that you're whipping to push regionalism in a state headed for election. Number 2, which what the finance minister said today, Nirmala Sitharaman, yesterday, where she went on and said that you are worshippers of a person who used to call Tamil a language of barbarians, hinting at Periyar.
Yeah. Preeti, Tandai Periyar is one of the iconic figures. If Tamil Nadu has progressed so well, that is because we followed all his rational policies. And Madam Nirmala Sitharaman, ascendancy to political stardom can be directly attributable to her excellent English skills, her excellent communication skills in English and her fluent English. And who made it possible? It is the DMK, it is Tandai Periyar who fought against Hindi imposition. We ensured, 1963, we ensured by the enactment of the Official Languages Act that English and Hindi remain as linked languages. And Madam Nirmala Sitharaman, who is from the state of Tamil Nadu, has benefited immensely. She is very fluent English. That is directly attributable to the DMK's anti-Hindi imposition agitations and the stand we took. So she has to thank them for where she is. This is one aspect. The other thing is, when the BJP, does the BJP has any moral authority to speak about developing Tamil? What is the kind of money?
Okay.
Today, our chief minister has made a wonderful chart. He said, even if you spend 2,000 crores to promote Sanskrit, it cannot be revived. It is a dead language. Why do you spend so much of money on that? How much money you are spending on Tamil? And what moral right you have got to speak about that when you are not spending money, when you are not spending our money there?
Okay, you'll get, I'm going to go to Anil K. Anthony. Anil, Anthony, you'll also get 15 more seconds other than your 1 minute, like your previous panelists. Anil K. Anthony, are you somewhere down the line also treading on very thin line where you bring up Periyar? The ideology of Tamil Nadu is based on Periyarism, and you can see that across party lines, number 1. Number 2, there was a point which has been made, by the Education Minister, saying that the state of Tamil Nadu is not really investing in Tamil. Even if it is correct, shouldn't it also be the responsibility of the centre to push and propagate regional languages, be it Tamil, Telugu or any other language? Isn't it the responsibility of the centre as well to do the same?
Thank you for the question. The central government, like I already mentioned before, no government in Indian history has promoted regional languages and Indian languages as much as the NDA government and Narendra Modi ji led government. My esteemed panelist was commenting on our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharamanji's proficiency in English and Tamil, and one of the reasons for her stature. But she can, let me assure you, she can speak multiple South Indian languages, including Kannada and Telugu, etc., very fluently also. And just like that, the NDA government wants to ensure that other students across India get the same number of opportunities, and this is what we are trying to do in Tamil Nadu also. You look at, again, you talk about Periyar and the comments that were made today. So Bharatiya Janata Party is very clearly exposing the hypocrisy of the DMK, where this is not about Tamil, this is not about respect to Tamil, this is about just bringing unnecessary divisions that don't exist. In the last 10 years itself, like our Prime Minister, like he was the first person to ensure that data sets are created in AI so that good quality content is available in all regional languages. He is the first Prime Minister who ensured.
All right. Okay. I appreciate both of you for joining us. I'm sure the debate's going to continue in days to come. It's already peaking in Parliament. Appreciate both of you for joining us. We're going to keep an eye on what's going on in Parliament and outside. Thank you.
BJP sweeps local body polls in Haryana. BJP wins 9 out of 10 mayoral posts. Massive setback for Congress. Congress defeated in Huda bastion of Rohtak. Congress fails first poll test after assembly loss. Decimation reflects state of Haryana Congress.
Just about 6 months ago, viewers, there was a sense of jubilation where the Haryana Congress unit was concerned. There was a sense that Haryana could have been won by the Congress. All of that blew away with the loss which came in October last year. Having said that, this was a point that the Haryana Congress could have proven, at least by winning some of the mayoral poll seats. But they have failed to do so even in their strongest bastions. So the question is, of course, is Haryana Congress now in self-detonation? There are many signs suggesting the same. Number one, there is an acute leadership vacuum and factionalism which continues ever since the assembly elections in Haryana. Number two, the Congress is yet to name a CLP leader due to factionalism. There is no Congress legislative party leader or the leader of opposition where the Congress is concerned, even 6 months after the results. There is an inability now to mount a unified challenge against the BJP, which clearly reflected in the assembly elections in October, and the same thing happened this time around. There was complete ineffective campaign and a zero lack of local focus by the Congress. The BJP deployed its big guns, the Congress infighting continued. Little time for newly appointed Haryana in charge BK Prasad to make any difference at all, because he was only made in charge of the Congress just about a month ago. Too short a time to actually put your house in order or effect any change. Senior Haryana leadership's lackluster approach is another big example. One of the main reasons in it, viewers, is the fact that the top brass of the Congress refused to take any action where it came down to fixing responsibilities. Because the three main poles of leadership when it comes down to Haryana, be it Bhupinder Hidda, Kumari Shelja, Randeep Surjewala, and these three camps continued to stay divided as they were during the assembly elections. So the questions that we ask at the back of the latest poll debacle for the Congress is, the Congress Haryana now at the brink of annihilation. Why we say that is because the cadres completely dejected. What they thought was going to be a huge assembly win, they could not even get a single mayoral seat when it came down to local body elections this time. The party facing the result of not fixing assembly poll debacle accountability. 6 months after the assembly results, the High Command is yet to fix responsibility on what really went wrong. How is it that they snatched defeat to what at least the local leadership had said was the jaws of victory? Number three, Congress Haryana desperate for a complete overhaul, and it can clearly be seen even after all these months because of the infighting. There is no CLP leader of opposition. Not the Congress hasn't been able to appoint one. Has no action by High Command, demoralized party cadre. There was a sense that the Congress High Command is going to come down heavy, heads will roll, even if they are some of the top leaders when it comes down to Haryana. But the High Command has really done absolutely nothing. It's remained quiet, continued to let things go the way they were where Haryana was concerned, and the result is what they see right now where the local body elections are concerned. We take all these questions to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Rohan Gupta, National Spokesperson, BJP, Advocate Arshdeep Khadiyal, National Spokesperson, Congress, Ravindra Singh Sharon, Senior Journalist. I want to go to Mr. Khadiyal first. Mr. Khadiyal, I would reckon, how shameful is this? And why I say shameful, because 6 months down the line, there was a sense between where the Congress unit was concerned in Haryana that you were going to win these assembly elections. None of that's really happened, leave alone assembly elections. You were not even able to win your own stronghold seats when it's come down to Haryana for even local body elections, Arshdeep Khadiyal.
See, you should also ask the question how shameful it is to undermine the democracy, how shameful it is to undermine the constitution, how shameful it is to undermine the federal structure of India. A pitch that has been very commonly seen, very commonly observed, a narrative of the Bharatiya Janata Party that has been witnessed, the double engine sarkar, the triple engine sarkar. What is this narrative? What is this system? Basically saying through direct and indirect remarks that if the government is the same as that of the center, work will be done, development will be done, funds will be given. And if it is not the same as the government in center, not the same as the government in state, there would be no work done, there would be no development, there would be funds stopped, direct, indirect marks, and also through actions. In Karnataka, the Congress party formed government, 61 central sponsored schemes have been stalled. The funds have still not been given. Another example is of Punjab. The RDF funds have been stopped. The NHM funds have been stopped. The Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan funds have been stopped. Twice the tableau was rejected consecutively. No World Cup match was given to Punjab. And multiple cases registered against the leaders in order to stall the work. There is red tapeism. There are attempts that are made in order to stall the governance, in order to stall the government one way or the other. One way or the other having interference in the works of the government. So governors not being supportive, bills being stalled. This is one thing that the Bharatiya Janata Party has been doing, which is a threat to our democracy. And we know it, that the means do not justify.
Okay. One second. Mr. Khadiyal, before I go to, allow me to ask you a rebuttal. You're actually blaming the BJP for winning an election? Or I'm not understanding. What's the point that you're trying to make?
Well, no, the fact of the matter is that when you win an election by undermining democracy, by undermining the constitution, it's not really a win.
How? Okay, let me ask you this question again. No. Maybe I'm not being clear with my question.
The people are pretty much
in what way was democracy or federalism undermined in these local body polls, sir?
It was undermined when the narrative of... Allow me to answer. I've heard your question. Allow me to answer. The Bharatiya Janata Party's leaders have on record made statements in multiple elections that the funds would be stopped if the BJP government is not re-elected. And this is, for the starters, if I were to be allowed more time, I'll give you 10 statements which are basically no less than threats to the voters, to the electorate, that if you do not vote for us, if you do not form our government, our party is not voted to power, you will suffer. Your development will suffer, your governance will suffer, your state will suffer, your future will suffer, and that is something that we have seen. I've given you an example of 2 states. I've given you multiple examples.
So Arshdeep Khadiyal, I'll tell you what, many would feel that's the problem. Allow me to open up the debate. Many would feel that's exactly the problem of the Congress, because the failure of the Congress is everybody else's fault but the Congress party's fault. And that's exactly what you've stated. You're practically blaming the voters. Sir, allow me to talk and allow me to open up the debate, and don't embarrass me by putting down your fader. I don't want to do it. I've given you enough opportunity. Allow me to open up the debate. Allow me to open up the debate.
Don't pose questions while you open up the debate, and then don't expect me to not answer.
Sir, I'll come back to you. No, I'll circle back to you. I'll tell you what. hopefully, and the Congress will save the aggressiveness for future elections, not on TV, but on the field. Because you cannot be blaming the people for not being able to convince the people of the state of Haryana that you could do a better job than the BJP. You're practically saying that the BJP has won this election on the promise of a double or a triple engine. Because somewhere down the line, then the Congress should stop fighting elections altogether, because this is going to happen. I just want to open, whether it's justified or not justified, it is in the domain of politics. It is not illegal. It is not unconstitutional that the BJP goes to the people and say, we'll give you a triple engine sarkar. It's for you to break that myth. It is for you to make the voters of Haryana understand you could do better. But no, you did not do that, and there is zero acceptance of that. I just want to cut across to the BJP spokesperson, Rohan Gupta, national spokesperson. Let me take that question that you've posed to Rohan Gupta, Arshdeep Khadial, and I'd really appreciate if you'd also, give equal time to your opponent. Rohan Gupta, the question that Arshdeep Khadial has raised is that you have resorted to undemocratic ways to undermine democracy in Haryana, and that is why you see yourself where you are, which is a practical sweep of Haryana where it came down to local body elections.
I think my friend has forgotten that he is attending the debate where Congress party has lost the state miserably just after 4 months of assembly elections where they got 39.09% votes. And you are, Preeti, you are absolutely right. The way his approach is today in the debate, the same approaches of High Command towards any state debate, they are not ready to learn. They are taking decisions which are totally against the state. They are making blunders. Preeti, I am telling you with great responsibility that if Congress could not win Haryana before 4-5 months, they should stop everything. Because, the way atmosphere was created and they lose Haryana, after that they are also not ready to understand. You are losing, you are not appointing your leader of opposition for 4 months. What do we expect from people? The people, 39.9% people who voted for you, they are also feeling that we have wasted our vote. And still you are not ready to understand. In Haryana Congress, the structure has not been declared for the last 10 years. There is no state bodies. There are no district bodies. How do you expect people to give you votes? And still you are not ready to understand. See your BJP on the other side, whether it is election or governance or delivering on promises. In 4 months, we have delivered what we have said. So it is upon people. You cannot question logic of people every time. Question people's intelligence. You are saying democracy. This is democracy. You are losing elections after election. What more you want? And still you are not ready to understand. Every democracy needs a strong opposition. But I'm sorry to say, you are taking Haryana Congress towards Delhi Congress. You are not ready to understand. As an opposition party, I'm more than happy. But I feel sorry that even today, your high command or your local people, they are not understanding pulse of people, what people expect from you as an opposition party. Even you are not able to deliver today. And that's why you are going to Delhi, which is zero.
Okay. I'm going to come back to the both of you. Allow me to bring in Ravindra Singh Sharon. He's a senior journalist. He knows Haryana better than most do. Ravinder ji, इस बार ऐसा क्या हो गया, क्योंकि लग रहा था कि कांग्रेस थोड़ा तो लॉस्ट ग्राउंड गेन करेगी, कम से कम जो गढ़ कहलाते थे कांग्रेस के, वहां पर तो अपना गढ़ बनाए रखेगी, चाहे वो रोहतक हो या चाहे जुलाना हो. बिल्कुल क्लीन स्वीप आई है भाजपा की.
जी नमस्कार प्रीति जी. देखिए, कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए अब जिस तरह के हालात बन गए हैं, आपने अपने शुरुआती उद्बोधन में बिल्कुल ठीक बातें कही हैं, और मुझे लगता है वो इस पूरी डिबेट के लिए वो एक एजेंडा सेट हो गया बातचीत का. कांग्रेस पार्टी इतनी ज्यादा डिवाइडेड हाउस है, जिस बात की उम्मीद थी कि विधानसभा चुनाव के बाद कुछ स्थितियां ठीक होंगी, लेकिन ये और ज्यादा गहरा डिवीजन होता चला जा रहा है. आज की स्थिति ये है कि डिवीजन स्टेट यूनिट वर्सेस नेशनल यूनिट भी होता हुआ दिख रहा है कि आज नेशनल यूनिट के पास इस बात की जिम्मेदारी है कि वो घोषित करें कि सीएलपी का अध्यक्ष कौन होगा. आज तक घोषित नहीं हुए 37, देखिए छोटी मोटी संख्या नहीं है, 37 विधायक हैं और 37 विधायकों का कोई लीडर नहीं है. हाउस में आप जाते हैं, आपके पास नेता नहीं है. सरकार, इतने सारे यहां पर दिक्कतें आई हैं लोगों को, पिछले 4 महीने में सरकार बनी है रोहन जी की, लेकिन सरकार को घेरने के लिए कोई नेता है ही नहीं विपक्ष का. कोई नेता सवाल नहीं पूछ रहा है कि सरकार आखिर कर क्या रही है. कोई नेता ये नहीं कह रहा है कि जो महिलाओं को पेंशन देने की बात हुई थी उस पर क्या सरकार कर रही है. कांग्रेस पार्टी की स्थिति ये हो गई है कि आपस में लड़ाई लड़ के वो लोग इतने कमजोर हो गए हैं कि अब कैडर जो कांग्रेस का है, जो लंबे समय से जिसने 39% वोट दिया, वो लगातार जुड़ा हुआ कांग्रेस के साथ, अब वो भी कहीं ना कहीं डिजेक्टेड फील कर रहा है और उनको भी ये बात लगती है कि अब कांग्रेस पार्टी इतनी ज्यादा दिक्कत में है कि उसके साथ शायद खड़े रहने का फायदा नहीं है। तमाम विधानसभा सीटें आप देखिए, कांग्रेस पार्टी ने चुनाव की हार के बाद क्या समीक्षा करी है किसी को पता नहीं है, समीक्षा के लिए कमेटी बनाई उसकी रिपोर्ट किसी को पता नहीं है। और तो और प्रीति, आपको हैरानी होगी, 2 दर्जन इलेक्शन पिटीशंस लगी हैं इस इलेक्शन में, लेकिन कांग्रेस पार्टी ने आज तक किसी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में यह जानकारी नहीं दी कि किस किस व्यक्ति ने पिटीशन लगाई है, उसने क्या ग्राउंड लिए हैं। जब इतनी ज्यादा दिक्कतें होंगी तो आप बताइए जनता भरोसा कैसे करेगी? सरकार चाहे काम अच्छा करे चाहे खराब करे, कोई घेरने वाला तो दिख ही नहीं रहा है। सरकार के जो सरकार ने वादे किए थे कि आज किसान खुश हो गए क्या पूरे हरियाणा में, कोई लेकिन उठाने वाला नहीं है। आज भी मुआवजे के लिए किसान भटक रहे हैं, आज भी किसानों का फसल जो है वो मंडियों में खड़ी रहती है, लेकिन कोई सवाल उठाने वाला नहीं है। कांग्रेस पार्टी के लोग एक दूसरे को नीचा दिखाने में लगे हैं और खड़ियाल साहब को शायद इस बात की जानकारी नहीं होगी, मैं उनकी जानकारी दुरुस्त कर दूं। ये जो कह रहे हैं कि हमने कोशिश की, कांग्रेस पार्टी के सबसे बड़े नेता भूपेंद्र हुड्डा ने कहा कि छोटे मोटे चुनाव में मैं प्रचार करने के लिए नहीं जाता हूं, जबकि बीजेपी के जो मुख्यमंत्री हैं और पूरा कैबिनेट, उन्होंने पूरा प्रचार किया। म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन इलेक्शन को भी उन्होंने गंभीरता से लिया और शायद यही रीजन है कि लोग कांग्रेस से दूरी बनाते हुए दिखे और बीजेपी के नजदीक जाते हुए दिखे। और एक और आखिरी बात, ये जो मूल रूप से जो चुनाव था, देखिए शहरी इलाकों का चुनाव था, शहरी इलाकों में बीजेपी वैसे भी मजबूत पार्टी है और कांग्रेस जहां लगभग गायब दिखी, कांग्रेस की लीडरशिप गायब दिखी, कोई व्यक्ति चुनाव का प्रचार करता हुआ नहीं दिखा। ऐसे में बीजेपी को लगभग खाली मैदान मिल गया और उस खाली मैदान पे भी उन्होंने बहुत हिम्मत की, बहुत मेहनत की और उसके बाद ये नतीजे देखने को मिले। प्रीति,
Arshdeep Kadyal, I'll come back to you because those were the questions that what Ravinder ji has said. I had posed earlier as well, and we want to just get an understanding of what's going on. You know, you can be confrontational, you can be aggressive, but maybe you can also reflect on what's going on within the Congress party. And I'll give you a few examples, Mr. Kadyal. Example number 1, 6 months that the elections of Haryana Assembly have taken place. There are 37 MLAs, they don't know who is leading them. Why? Because the factionalism in your party is so intense that the High Command really doesn't know who should be designated as the CLP leader. There is no one, absolutely no one to pick up, on political issues and actually take on the incumbent government on undelivered promises because there's so much infighting going on within your own. Number 2, I will just take you through some of the people who were fielded by the BJP to fight elections. Along with the Haryana Chief Minister, the Delhi Chief Minister, you had Rajasthan Chief Minister, you had all the senior leadership from these states being poured in for mayoral polls, while people who aspire to be your CLP leader went ahead and said that they don't campaign for chota-mota elections. Now, where is the action which was taken? Let me give you another question, Arshdeep Kadyal. Taken accountability fixed of what went wrong during Haryana elections?
Number 1, thank you, Preeti. Number 1, it's Arshdeep and not Arshdeep. Number 2,
apologies.
Number 2, I want to clarify one thing. Ends do not justify the means. That is the main headline that people need to understand, of the Bharatiya Janata Party especially, that you cannot murder the democracy, you cannot undermine the constitution in order to grab a win. Now, the means that I'm talking about that the Bharatiya Janata Party is accustomed to, this is a trailer what we saw in Haryana civic polls, wherein the triple engine government, the narrative that if our government is formed, we'll work, development would be done, funds would be given, and if it's not ours, that would not be done. And This was a trailer. The movie was in the Chandigarh mayor poll, wherein the Supreme Court said murder of democracy took place, where the presiding officer was defacing the ballots, and then that act was caught on camera, and then the Supreme Court reprimanded.
All right, I'm running out of time, but I understand, Arshpreet, the line that you're taking. This is not about the Chandigarh mayoral polls. I'll give you the figures. Today, in Haryana, where the Congress wanted to win the states, even for local body elections, look at the number. People actually have more faith in an independent. More faith in an independent than the Congress. And that should not even ring alarm bells. That should be immediate action by the Congress. But clearly, it's everybody else's fault but the Congress's fault as per you. I want to get in 30 seconds to...
Allow me to answer. allow me to answer.
10 seconds, sir. Please answer.
Perfectly all right. See, a very good example is of Karnataka. There's been a decline of 7,000 crores in the central sponsored schemes, the money that's been flowing in. In 21-22, it was 20,986 crores. In 23-24, it was 13,000 crores.
Okay. So basically, the Congress should stop fighting any elections and only fight the general elections. Only fight general elections in the hope that they will come at the center, and then maybe they can start releasing funds to their own states. Maybe that should be what they should do. I just want to allow me, sir. I don't have the time to argue. I want to go in 20 seconds. Rohan Gupta, you want to come in closing comments? Make your point.
I think my friend has studied different syllabus and the paper is different. You are asking very straightforward question. And this kind of attitude is responsible of the current situation of Congress party. Their high command sitting in the Darbaris. They don't understand the ground reality. For them, it was opportunity, the defeat of last 4 months. Before 4 months, had they performed better, they could have changed the narrative. But no, they don't want to learn. As a BJP spokesperson, as a worker, I am very happy that my friend from Congress or the party, they are not ready to learn from their mistakes. They are not ready to play a role of opposition also. And that's why people have more confidence in independence compared to Congress party. They are taking Congress to where Delhi Congress is right now.
अब क्या कांग्रेस के पास कोई होप है या आपको लगता है कि पूरी कांग्रेस हरियाणा यूनिट को डिसमेंटल करके एक नई कांग्रेस यूनिट खड़ी करनी है कांग्रेस को?
प्रीति जी, ये बात तो हरियाणा में लोग हर जगह गली नुक्कड़ चौराहे पर बोल रहे हैं कि कांग्रेस को पूरा ओवरहॉल करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन कांग्रेस को ओवरहॉल करने की हिम्मत है किसकी? सेंट्रल लीडरशिप जो है वो तो हिम्मत दिखाई नहीं पा रही है। वो इसी असमंजस में है कि हम लोग हुड्डा को सीएलपी लीडर बनाएं कि ना बनाएं। अगर बनाएंगे तो उसके नफे नुकसान क्या है, नहीं बनाएंगे तो क्या होगा, उसकी वजह। अब देखिए, सीएलपी लीडर बनाए ना बनाए वो उनकी मर्जी है, लेकिन उसकी वजह से हरियाणा का तो नुकसान हो रहा है ना। हरियाणा का आज नेता प्रतिपक्ष नहीं है। जब कोई किसी प्रदेश में नेता प्रतिपक्ष नहीं है तो बताइए जनता की आवाज उठाएगा कौन? सरकार को घेरेगा कौन? आज कोई ऐसा व्यक्ति नहीं है जो 2-2.5 करोड़ लोगों के बारे में बात कर पाए वहां पर।
Ravinder ji, that's all the time that we have for now. That's it. I appreciate all three of you for joining us. Ultimately, the buck stops with the senior leadership of the Congress. No action was taken during the assembly after the assembly elections to possibly fix accountability. Will any action be taken now? And if not, then why now? Till then, the cadre of the Haryana Congress is still waiting for the leader of opposition 6 months after an election is concluded.